Thank you. My name is Vince Rua. I live on West Chestnut Street in Ward 9. Kingston's proposed $1 million budget, $1 million deficit budget concerns me. My background includes that of being a CPA licensed in a number of states. When I practiced, I did not practice governmental accounting. I practiced securities and exchange accounting. So I'm not an expert in this. But I reached out to a few of my former CPA colleagues who are governmental experts and who do specialize in governmental accounting. And I asked them to help me look at Kingston's financials and budget. And here's 3 points that they had, and they all agree. Kingston has a small fund balance. Not big, not medium, small. How small? We are required by statute to have a $4.2 million fund balance. The mayor has projected our fund balance will decrease to $4.4 million at the end of 2018, which is essentially the minimum that's required, leaving us no more wiggle room. That's important. Kingston does have debt capacity, which some will argue is the other side of the coin, because we are well below our maximum debt threshold. So without going through that calculation, we agree 110%. What this means is that when we have another deficit in 2019, to stay above the minimum fund balance requirements, we could borrow, incur debt, and raise property taxes to pay for the new annual cost. Remember, raise property taxes in the future, kick the can down the road. But here's the glitch, according to my experts. 2 years of $1 million deficits will not be looked upon favorably by bond rating agencies, leading to an increase in our cost of borrowing. So what's the answer? They said, balance the budget. My experts identified almost $600,000 in the budget of new hires, benefits, and raises. So they asked, are these new hires needed, and will they pay themselves forward? So you may be asking yourselves, what are these new hires? Here's two. Environmental asset manager, $37,000. Landscaper, $36,000. Plus all the payroll taxes and benefits that go with it. So I ask each of you, are these individual jobs needed? Will they generate some sort of revenue stream that I can't think of and that my experts can't think of? I don't think so. So tonight's vote will cement the legacy of each of you as a member of this Common Council. It could be negative. You could be known as an alderman who voted for a $1 million deficit budget year 2 in a row, which led to Kingston's bankruptcy. Or your legacy could be one of a Common Council that listened to their constituents and made the responsible decision to veto this proposed $1 million deficit budget and send it back to committee for some rework. Try to balance it. For example, if most of the $600,000 of new hires and raises that I think are non-essential were eliminated, it would take less than a 1% cut in each department's budget to balance. Less than 1% if you get rid of new hires that are non-essential. So Kingston does not want another $1 million budget, a deficit, and if the mayor and newspapers discuss this candidly and with transparency, I believe this room would be overflowing. It's sad how few people are here tonight. The only other thing I'll add is that just to see what interest there was, I started 2 petitions. Late, but I started them anyway, just to see what kind of interest there was. So I started the petition Saturday, and as of the end of Monday, over 3,000 registered voters in the city of Kingston clicked on that budget 2.5 times. We're close to 100 signatures, but I don't think signatures mean anything over a 2 or 3 day period. You need to hit somebody more. But what I find interesting is that 3,000 registered voters are interested in this. So I ask you, please, when you vote tonight, think about vetoing the budget and just sending it back to committee and seeing how much you can get it back towards a balanced budget. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.